Sunday is no day of rest here at Athletes Unlimited. The offensive barrage continued yesterday with 29 total runs tallied in 2 games. Hitting is still in season with only one pitcher in the top 10 as we begin the day. The teams are prepped, the pride is evident, and every moment counts. Oh yeah, let's do it. We're closing the books on an exciting week number 4, Athletes Unlimited softball here in Rosemont, Illinois, Parkway Bank Sports Complex. We always look at that Geico leaderboard. It means everything with Athletes Unlimited. We currently have the same 4 that were captains this week in the top 4. Can they hang on and be a captain for next week's action as well? Athletes Unlimited softball now in its 3rd season, 60 of the best players in the world. Located here in the Chicagoland area for a month and a half. We keep everything really fun with an innovative scoring system. Every single week, the top 4 players are captains, and they get to redraft a new team on Monday. Doubleheaders every day of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Glad to have you with us with Madison Shipman. I am Eric Collins. Yesterday was a lot of fun at the ballpark, but we were dodging raindrops. Not today. It is a blue sky, sunny. It's going to be fun watching the best players in the world battle it out to see the captains next week.
Well, and day 3 is so important because all of these athletes are trying to make the last-minute push to get into that top 4 so that they can be captains next week, so that they can draft their team. But, of course, next week is the last week. That's the final week. That's when we're going to crown a champion. So week 4, day 3, so important. And will we see a champion be a hitter this year? We will find out. One of the hitters that is seeing the ball so well right now is Tori Vidalis, driving this one 265 feet over the center field wall, but then she did it again, an off-speed pitch that she gets underneath it, driving it 232 feet over the left field wall. Each of those home runs, of course, good for 40 points apiece, trying to push up that leaderboard. One of the most feared hitters that you're going to see in this Athletes Unlimited League is Savannah Jaquish, and you can see just why. She leads in so many different categories: home runs, runs, RBI, walks, hit by pitches. Those stats right there show you why she's one of the best hitters that you're going to see here in Rosemont.
And Savannah Jaquish is all too familiar with the scoring system here with Athletes Unlimited. The bulk of your points come by winning things. You win a game, everyone on your team gets 50 points. Just to win an inning is a plus 10. That's a big, big, big incentive. Stats, of course, individually are counted. You got singles, doubles, triples, and homers all count for different point values. Pitchers get 4 points for every out. And when the game is over, we have an MVP vote. MVP 1 is a whopping plus 60, MVP 2, 40, and MVP 3 is a plus 20. All right, final day of action here in week 4. Getting the ball for Team Jaquish in the circle, the great All-American from UCLA, Rachel Garcia.
And Rachel Garcia has really emerged in this league as one of the top pitchers, and the reason is because of her ability to move the ball all throughout the strike zone. She's well known for throwing with high velocity. She's going to bring it in the high 60s, even touch 70 every once in a while, but it's that curveball, rise ball combination. She has so much spin, so much movement on those pitches, and when she mixes in an off speed every once in a while, you can see why she is one of the best pitchers that you're going to see out here.
Here's your lineup for Team Chitister. Amanda Chidester, the captain. She will have herself in the 3-hole. Top 2, Anissa Urtez and Abby Ramirez. Glad you found us on ESPN2 as we begin our first game of 2 this afternoon from Rosemont, Illinois. Doubleheader action, Athletes Unlimited softball. It's Team Chidester against Team Jaquish. Team Chitister with Urtez, Ramirez, and Chitister 1, 2, and 3. Tori Vidalis in the cleanup spot out in right field. Kelsey Harshman hits 5th season left. Alicia Ocasio, last year's champion, she's the DP. With Gwen Svekis behind the plate, Sydney Sherrill at 3rd, and Nicole Rangel Mendez will be patrolling center field. All right, Rachel Garcia working to Anissa Urtez under sunny skies here in the village of Rosemont. 68 miles per hour. We can see a lot of that from Rachel Garcia. She can hump it up there. Anissa Urtez, now in her 3rd season playing with AU.
That That pitch right there is a great example of what you're going to see out of Rachel Garcia with that high velocity, 65 miles per hour on that curveball. And you can see the tight spin and rotation. The key to being successful on those pitches is having good late break to them. There's an example of that rise ball there, and a really great job by Anissa Urtez to lay off of that pitch. It's really difficult with it moving so late in the zone. But Urtez, one of the best eyes here in Athletes Unlimited. Been seeing the ball really well so far this season.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Urtez. Urtez begins her ball game number 12th on the leaderboard. She's 12th out of the 60 players. 4 homers, 9 runs batted in. And she's been close to flawless defensively at shortstop. Little looper, right center field. It's gonna get down. It'll be a double to lead off our ball game for Anissa Urtez.
We talked about how Rachel Garcia throws with good velocity, and one way to try to shorten your swing, you'll notice how Anissa Urtez puts her foot down early to try to take that timing aspect out of her swing and throws her hands at this pitch, driving it out to right center. And a really nice grab by Haley Busby out in right field too, because I think if that one bounces off the wall, Anissa Urtez definitely would have thought about taking 3, but a good job by Busby to keep that one to a stand-up double.
20 points early in our ball game for Anissa Urtez with the double. Here's Abby Ramirez. Six hits and 24 bats this season for Abby. Currently tied for 27th on the leaderboard. Lays a bunt down. Nice bunt. That'll be a +10 for the sacrifice bunt for Ramirez. Good situational softball as she gets Urtez over to third.
Just textbook bunt right there. And of course, beginning of the game, you want to try to score early, but it's also important to note too that there are 10 inning points on the line. If Team Chitister could score a run or 2 here and then hold Team Jaquish in the bottom of the first inning, that would equal 10 inning points for the entire Team Chitister squad.
Scary moment for the infield. They've got to come in. Oh, and Chitty got hit on the wrist. That's 8 points the hard way, +8 every time you're hit with a pitch. And we've got runners on at the corners.
Looks like Amanda Chidester is okay. And speaking of scary moments, a hitter here that has been seeing the ball so well is Tori Vidalis, and you can just see how much height she gets on these home run balls out to left field. One 265 feet, the other one 232 feet. One was a rise ball up in the zone, the other one an off-speed pitch.
Vidalis hitting 400 on the nose. Oh, Garcia knocks it down, and everyone's going to be safe. That could have been really interesting. If Garcia didn't touch it, that could have been a double play.
It's always tough for pitchers when the ball's hit right back to them, because the reaction, of course, is to field it. And just that slight deflection there, but a good job by Sis Bates by preventing that ball from rolling out into left field, because I guarantee Anissa Urtez was going to try to swing. Tori Vidalis loves it. Either way, she is extending this inning for her team. Only 1 away with the bases loaded.
So that went from being a potential double play ball to end the inning to an infield single for Vidalis. +10 for the single for Tori. Here's Kelsey Harshman. Bases loaded, 1 out. Looks as if the defense for Team Jaquish is going to play for a play at the plate if there's a ground ball to an infielder.
Yeah, you can see the middle infielders especially playing really shallow, trying to cut down that run from scoring.
One thing we haven't had a lot of this year, sacrifice flies. Sacrifice flies count the same thing as sacrifice bunts, +10.
One thing we have seen a lot of, though, are home runs. Those are just sac flies with a little exclamation point on them. We have seen a grand slam already. Erica Piancastelli with another grand slam in her Athletes Unlimited career.
Garcia just pours it past Harshman. That is a massive second out.
I like the setup for this last pitch, too. She was keeping Harshman on the outside part of the plate and then came more inside with this rise ball. Look at the late jump on it, too. Harshman swing just underneath it. It's a good-looking pitch out of the hand of Garcia.
Here's Alicia Ocasio, last year's Athletes Unlimited champion. Ocasio's had a relatively quiet weekend. He's only pitched a handful of innings. He's only had, I think, just one at bat. But a major opportunity here. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ocasio. Alicia starting the day 23rd on the leaderboard, 23 out of 60. Double by Urtez, sacrifice bunt by Ramirez. Chitister hit with a pitch, Vidalis an infield single. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Team Chidester. Garcia, 3-1, has to throw a strike now.
It's a big pitch here. Got to bring something into the strike zone. Force Alicia Ocasio to put the ball in play. Let her defense work behind her.
Needed a strike, got a strike. 68 miles per hour.
Rachel Garcia does have a knack for getting out of bases loaded jams. She got into 3 bases loaded jams in 3 innings in the same game last weekend. Only 1 earned run out of all 3 of those innings.
Wow, she's done it again. A Houdiniac for Rachel Garcia. She strikes out Harshman and Ocasio to leave the bases loaded. Man, good times here in the village of Rosemont with medals on the line. Welcome back, everyone. Parkway Bank Sports Complex here in the village of Rosemont, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. It's the bottom of the first inning, and we're going to see Alyssa Denham in the circle, and she has been really good so far this season.
She just keeps getting stronger and stronger as this season goes on, and she is very well known for the drop ball that she's going to bring. That one's an off-speed one, but look at the movement on that pitch. A drop ball again outside. When she gets ahead of these batters, it allows her to work in that lower part of the strike zone, and she was fantastic on Friday. Complete game, 7 innings, only 2 earned runs giving up. Again, that heavy drop ball is what she's known for. Such good late movement on that pitch, but that off-speed pitch has been a difference maker for her out here as well.
So Alyssa Denham will face this 9. Team Jaquish starts with Morgan Zirkle. Bubba Nichols is in left field. The captain, Savannah Jaquish, in the 3-hole for a 3rd consecutive day. It's going to be a busy day for Rachel Garcia, not only the starting pitcher, but also the cleanup hitter. Andrea Filler, Taylor Edwards behind the plate, Sierra Romero, Haley Busby getting an opportunity, and Sis Bates hits 9th. Morgan Zirkle, 29th on that leaderboard. Expect her to make a late push. She has finished in the top 10 all 3 different variety of seasons that she has played with Athletes Unlimited, 2 championship seasons, and earlier in June, AUX out in San Diego.
She was phenomenal out in San Diego. Really went a lot to hitting away up at the plate. One of those triple threat lefty batters. She can bunt, she can slap, but she showed off the power out in San Diego, driving some home runs. They can see her here standing in to hit away again against Alyssa Denham.
Alyssa Denham on the year is unbeaten. She's 3-0. ERA of 2.02. Zirkle touches it back to the screen. 2-2. Denham played last year, Athletes Unlimited softball. Right to the 3rd baseman, Sydney Sherrill. 1 down. Takes instincts to play 3rd at this level.
It takes instincts and it takes guts too. Knowing that somebody like Morgan Zirkle can stand in there and hit away, you can see just how close Sydney Sherrill is playing. She is way up the line. Line drive straight back to her, handles that one easily.
I've been impressed with Sydney Sherrill at the hot corner this year. Here's Bubba Nichols. Ball 1 to Bubba. 325 batter, 3 homers. Currently 15th on the leaderboard. 15 out of 60. Man, we've been lucky weather-wise, really all 3 years here in Chicago with Athletes Unlimited softball. Hadn't been too hot sometimes. August in Chicago was scorching. We've really never had much in terms of rain slowing things down. We had a little bit of a drizzle yesterday, but we played on. And today, man, just picture perfect.
The weather in Chicago just wants softball to be played. I mean,
Clearly.
74 degrees, you can't ask for better softball weather. A little bit of a breeze, too. Love it out here in Rosemont.
Good take by Nichols.
It's a good-looking pitch, too. It's really hard to lay off of an off-speed like that. 56 miles per hour, just barely missing on the outside part of the strike zone.
Off-speed pitch, a beauty. First strikeout for Denham. 2 down, bases clear here in the first inning.
We always talk about how these players continue to get better throughout their professional careers. And one thing that I've noticed with Savannah Jaquish, you see that line where she was in college, her upper body was a little bit more forward. Here in the professional ranks, her upper body is back behind her with that swing. And what that does is it allows her to use her hips to engage her swing so that her bat is staying in the zone for as long as possible. I think that's one of the reasons why we see her hit the ball so well to left field, to right field, really spraying the ball all across the field, is that body posture. And that was actually something that I talked to her about before today's ball game. If that was a point of emphasis for her after she left college to get into the pro ranks, and she said, yeah, you know, I just soaked up so much information from all these players.
Jaquish deep to left. Catch is made by Kelsey Harshman. With that body lean, she gave it a go, but it comes up empty. A scoreless first inning for both sides. Roll over second when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Just a glorious Sunday afternoon. Scoreless, top of second inning. Team Chitister versus Team Jaquish. And pride is being celebrated at the ballpark today. Athletes Unlimited is proud to stand with and support the LGBTQ plus community. AU creating a fully inclusive environment for fans, players, staff, and all who come to support Athletes Unlimited softball season. Love is for everyone. Love is unlimited. Amen. A lot of people loving a day like today.
I think days like today, the celebrations like today, is one of the big reasons why all these athletes love to play here, because they can be their true, authentic selves. Great softball being played, great people out here. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time being around Athletes Unlimited this year.
Gwen Svekis takes a steamer. Called strike 1 to Svekis. Svekis, Sherrill, and Rangel Mendez to bat in the second inning against Rachel Garcia. Rachel Garcia got herself into trouble in that first inning, had the bases loaded and 1 out, but struck out Harshman and Ocasio to end the threat. 1-2 to Svekis. Garcia asking where that pitch was.
Looks like it just missed a bit outside early in this game. It's important for both the batters and the battery to try to establish which calls are going to be made back behind the plate.
It's an important game for both sides, but particularly Team Jaquish. They lost their first 2 games this weekend, both of them just heartbreakers. They lost to Team McClenny on Friday 3-2. They lost yesterday to Team Mulipola, a 2-run deficit, 3-1 the final score yesterday. You win games, that's when you win the big point totals. It's plus 50 to win a game. Jaquish strikes out. That's now 3 consecutive punch-outs for Garcia.
You can see the movement on this pitch too, and it's set up by the rise ball on the pitch before. As a batter, you get thinking, is she going to come inside or outside? And right there, she goes with the curveball low and outside. That late breaking movement away from those right-handed batters, it is tough to get good barrel on.
Sydney Sherrill swings at the first pitch, lifts it to left field, and Bubba Nichols makes the play. Nichols out in left field with Zirkle next to her in center. Haley Busby getting an opportunity in right field. It's an infield with the captain Jaquish at third, Sis Bates next to her. Sierra Romero, second sacker, and Andrea Filler is the first baseman with the veteran catcher Taylor Edwards. Nicole Rangel Mendez, 0-1. Leah Andrews had been the center fielder first couple of games this weekend for Team Chitister. She's not playing today. You saw her arm in a sling. She ran into that center field wall yesterday.
Yeah, she ran really hard into that wall. Hopefully she ends up being okay, but it looks like she was maybe getting some words of encouragement from Sis Bates before the game.
And she went too far. That's gonna be a strikeout. So Rachel Garcia strikes out 2 of the 3 batters she faces in the second inning. She has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters she's faced.
Goes with the drop ball outside to Nicole Rangel Mendez. You can see the movement on that pitch. Rachel Garcia feeling it already in this ball game. 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings, all on different pitches.
Scoreless game. We played an inning and a half here in Rosemont, Illinois. This inning is going to be worth 20 points for whoever wins it. Rollover from the first inning. Coming up before Eastern, 1 Pacific over on ESPN. Our next WNBA playoff first-round matchup could be a good one. Elena Deladon and the Washington Mystics taking on Sue Bird and the Seattle Storm. That's a best-of-3 series. All right, here's Rachel Garcia. Garcia's been busy, starting pitcher for Team Jaquish. She has struck out 4 in 2 shutout innings. Batting for the first time in the ball game against Alyssa Denham. These two do have history. They both played collegiately in the Pac-12. Of course, Garcia, all everything at UCLA. And Denham finishing up her college career at Arizona with the Wildcats.
I always find it interesting hearing from some of these pitchers that hit as well of what they like about being able to do both. And sometimes when you're out there in the circle, you're thinking about every single pitch that you're throwing. It could be a little bit freeing to just go up to the box and not think at all. It's almost like your mental break from pitching. I think that's one of the reasons why Rachel Garcia is so successful up there. As Alyssa Denham just pumps in that drop ball. She's somebody else who has really come on strong here towards the end of this Athletes Unlimited season. Love the location of this pitch. It starts about mid-thigh high and then drops off the table, just clipping the low part of that strike zone. Rachel Garcia can't believe it. She's probably thinking, hey, I want that pitch called on the other side too.
2 strikeouts, the first 4 batters that Denham has faced. Here's Andrea Filler. Filler's had a nice weekend. Raised the batting average up to .310. 9 hits and 29 at-bats. Came off the bench and had an RBI triple in Friday's game.
A couple of batters for Team Jaquish really being rewarded for their pinch hit at-bats. One of them, of course, being Andrea Filler, but another one being Haley Busby, who we see starting out in right field today.
Filler, product of that wonderful program, probably about 15 miles away from here to the northeast. Played at Northwestern. Began her college playing at Boston College before coming to the Big Ten and playing for the Drohans, Northwestern. And like a lot of Northwestern alums over the years, playing pro ball here in this ballpark with the Chicago Bandits, back when the Bandits were playing National Pro Fast Pitch. Two balls and 2 strikes to Filler. And Denham has struck out the first 2 here in the second inning. Now, she may not need any defense behind her, but they are out there just in case. You got Kelsey Harshman in left field, Rangel Mendez the center field, and Tori Vidalis, who has played flawlessly in right field. Tip of the cap to Tori. Sydney Sherrill, the third baseman, and Issa Urtez. Not much gets past that left side. You got Abby Ramirez on the right side with Amanda Chidester as the first baseman, Gwen Speckes behind the plate.
You can see a look at Abby Ramirez there. She was somebody who performed so well last week that Team Chitister had to make a spot for her. She was my steal of the draft in that 9th round, but she was so good defensively and offensively that they had to make room for her. So that's why you see Tori Vidalis, who's normally a first baseman, playing out in right field because they wanted as many bats as they could possibly fit into that lineup.
Denham! How about that? Didn't need a defender behind her in the inning. She throws 10 pitches, gets 2 strikeouts, and a ground ball right back to the circle.
I made a decision for myself in 2019, it was after I got cut from the USA team, that I was gonna be all in every aspect of my life. I was gonna be me on the field, I was gonna be me in my personal life, and I was going to, stay committed to all those things. And I never looked back from that moment. So many people said thank you to me, that thank you for being you out there and showing, yours and Anissa's relationship, because it's helped me. It's really great for the community of people to know and to see and to give them that encouragement and that courage to, be okay.
Well said by Amanda Chidester, and man, I've just watched her for the last handful of seasons, and the joy that she has played with, the energy, I've fed off of what she is thriving on.
I think everybody here in the park feeds off of the passion and the energy and the joy that she brings to the field every single day, and you can just tell that she is having so much fun playing the game of softball now. It's really been a joy, a real treat, as Danielle Laurie would say, to watch her perform out here in Rosemont this year.
And Chitty's fiance, Anissa Urtez, is in the batter's box right now. It'll be Urtez, Ramirez, and Chitister. 1, 2, and 3 in the lineup for Team Chitister against Rachel Garcia, who has already struck out 4 in 2 innings. Urtez is really the only person who has solved the riddle of Garcia. She's the only one who hit the ball hard against Garcia, first time through the lineup. She had a double into the gap in right center field. Two balls and 2 strikes, and again, Garcia asking exactly where that pitch was.
Yeah, these pitchers want to know just how far off the plate they're going to get pitches called for strikes. And I don't blame them. With as good as these bats are, you want to get every inch you possibly can.
Went too far. That is now 5 strikeouts in the first 10 batters that Garcia has faced.
This off-speed pitch, again, it's not just that it's going down in velocity, but also the movement. You can see the way that she turns her hand over, getting that downward rotation on that pitch. Not easy to strike out Anissa Urtez, but Garcia does that to start off this inning.
Garcia's now struck out 5 of the last 6 batters she's faced. Here's Abby Ramirez. +10 for Abby, first time up, laid down a successful sacrifice bunt. This inning is worth 30 points. Scoreless in the first and the second. That means that whichever team scores more than the other team here in the third inning, everyone on the team, everyone, all 15 players on the roster, will be plus 30.
Good spot there, almost looked like a screwball outside to Abby Ramirez. That's something else that makes Garcia so good too, is because she has pitches that move in completely opposite directions. Out of her hand, they might look similar, but you've got the screwball moving away. Of course, you've got that off-speed pitch, but it's the curveball. Her ability to work both east and west and north and south with that change of speeds, I think is one of the reasons why she's able to make adjustments so quickly from at-bat to at-bat. Even take a look at the adjustment she made from Anissa Ortez's first at-bat to her second at-bat. Being able to throw a variety of different pitches is what's going to make you successful against some of the best hitters in the world that we have here in this league.
Garcia was threatened in the first inning. The double by Ortez. She hit Amanda Chidester. Tori Vidalis an infield single. The bases were loaded, one out, but then she buckled down to strike out Harshman and Ocasio. Called strike 3. That's now 6 strikeouts for Garcia, the first strikeout looking. Hey fans, it's time to earn points for watching. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app to earn points and move up the leaderboard. To get the app, download it today for free and get access to great AU content and experiences all season long. Amanda Chitister, her second look at Garcia. Swings at the first pitch, hits it well down the right field line. That is a fair ball. Chitty can run for days. On her way to third, she's being sent. Here she comes, the throw, the slide. She's out. Oh, Amanda Chitister going for an inside the park home run is called out at home, and she immediately says, I want to challenge that. It's a captain's challenge, as Chitty said. I did all that running. I'm going to make sure that the call is correct.
Hard hit ball down the right field line. Let's take another look at where this thing lands. Haley Busby having to run a long way for this one. Definitely fair. It hits right there on that line. Good effort by Busby. Here's the play at the plate. Taylor Edwards having to actually dive back across the plate.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that hand by Chitister too, reaching.
That's
almost,
amazing.
It looks like it reached around the glove.
What a great slide.
Here's another look at it. I think that one's gonna be hard to overturn.
That was such an impressive slide though, the way she contorted her body.
Did the glove make contact with her there before she touched the plate? That's the ultimate question. Right there, I think, is when Taylor Edwards makes contact.
Wow.
It's close. That was really close.
What a play. The call on the field was out at home. Home plate umpire Scott Mayer. We've got a replay official, Rachel Palmer, who's got the verdict.
Okay,
Rachel.
we've got an out at home place. It was a close play. The tag was put on right before the hand hit the plate.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so the call is confirmed. And everyone in the building just found out as Scott Mayer just makes the ruling. So it's a triple for Chitister. That's a plus 30 for her, but she's out at home, and that ends the inning. Wow.
Chitty can't believe it. Almost had it in the Parker, but thrown out at the plate.
Check this out. New season, new look, new merch. Be sure to check out all the brand new Athletes Unlimited softball items, including the Love is Unlimited collection. Go to shop.auprosports.com to purchase yours today. There's a smiling Sierra Romero, and she is going to be leading off our bottom of the third inning. Sierra Romero, Haley Busby, Sis Bates will bat against Alyssa Denham, who has set down the first 6 batters in order. Called strike 1 to Romero. Sierra way up in the front of that box against Denham.
Yeah, there's really two schools of thought when you're going up against a drop ball pitcher. Either go to the back of the box, make her bring it up in the zone, or try to go to the front of the box and get it before it breaks. I think the difference maker, too, though, is that off-speed pitch right there, 57 miles per hour, kind of in between speeds. Good job by Romero by laying off of that pitch. I think when you're up in the box, you have to hunt that drop ball, but now in a 2-strike count, you got to just foul off anything close.
Denham has struck out 3 of the first 6 batters she's faced.
I always like to stay towards the back of the box because I didn't like hitting drop balls, so I was going to try to make that pitcher bring it up in the zone.
Foul tipped into the catcher's glove. 4 strikeouts for Denham.
And that right there is where the battery communication is so important. Gwen Savek is telling Alyssa Denham that Sierra Romero's up in the box, so they go with this off-speed pitch up in the zone, 58 miles per hour, and you can see the spin on it moving up in the zone to get her 4th strikeout on the afternoon.
Leaderboard, it is a changing. This is your Geico leaderboard. Alyssa Denham has already retired 7. Make it 8. That is 8 plus times 4. You get 4 outs for every out recorded. She is a plus 32 on the day, Alyssa Denham.
That's where I think you see Alyssa Denham really making a run here towards the end of the season. A lot of it has to do with that complete game she threw on Friday. The longer you can pitch, the more outs you can record, the further you're going to jump up on that leaderboard, and she added her name to a very short list of pitchers here this season that's been able to throw a complete game. I believe she's one of 3 pitchers between her and Danielle O'Toole and Rachel Garcia. I believe are the only 3 pitchers that have been able to throw a complete game so far this year.
Sis Bates, 30 points on the line. 0-2. Sis is the only person in AU who's down in the count 0-2 and is still smiling from ear to ear. It works for her. I can't imagine any other way for her to play. She just plays with so much energy and excitement. She got a single late in the game yesterday and was just giddy, jumping up and down as she made it to first base. And it shouldn't be that new to her. She's a 258 hitter. Last year she hit over 300.
I do love watching her bat, but I think watching her play defense might be my favorite thing that Sis Bates does over at shortstop.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about Athletes Unlimited is we get a chance to watch Sis Bates, Anissa Ortez, Hannah Flippin. So many wonderful gloves.
I like that you're naming all middle infielders too. I like that.
I want to start to put Sydney Sherrill on that list. I'm telling you, she's fun to watch over
She
third.
is fantastic. There she is over at the hot corner. The defense really, all in all, has been phenomenal throughout this season. I think we've seen so many diving catches made in the outfield, catches made right at the fence. Of course, all the double plays that have been turned with the drop ball pitchers out there in the circle. Diving plays on the infield. That play by Savannah Jaquish yesterday, throwing off balance to get the lead runner over at second base.
And that's foul. I do think that things have changed defensively in terms of the importance of infielders. For so many years, the third baseman was just vital with all the small ball and the bunts and the slaps and just trying to control that. And nowadays, with the more power we have in the game, the shortstop is super important because of all the double plays that you have potentially are able to turn.
I like to think the shortstop has always been important, Eric. But yes, I totally see what you're saying there. I do think that the game, a lot of times, especially with the double play happening so much more often, we see more shifts on the infield too. You're going to see the middle infielders more pinch up the middle so that they can roll up those double plays quicker. Of course, with a slapper up, somebody like Sis Bates, you can see Anissa Ortez playing a little bit more towards that 5-6 hole.
Here's Ortez, and the side is retired. First time through the order, and Alyssa Denham has been perfect. Perfect day here in the village of Rosemont. Man, this place washes up nice. 4th inning when we come back.
Well, since we were just talking about some sis-based defense, why don't we show you some of her great plays. Look at the range she gets on this fly ball out into left field, making that one look easy, running a total of 46 feet. This one moving to her left, up the middle, 20 feet to get the out over at first base. Her instincts are so good, moving to these ground balls to her left and to her right, constantly communicating, knowing where she's playing, knowing the speed of the batters and the players that are around her. She is so much fun to watch over there at shortstop.
This is going to be a 40-point inning. 40 points on the line. Whoever scores, whichever team outscores the other. How about that? We got Tori Vidalis leading things off against Rachel Garcia. Vidalis, first time up, had an infield single off of Rachel Garcia's glove.
One thing you're going to notice when Tori Vidalis gets into the box is how much she wraps her bat actually behind her helmet. And that's something that she's actually been working on. That's where she feels most comfortable when she's swinging in the box. She feels like she can get that whip on the bat. We heard her talking about it in the game, how she likes to swing a two-piece bat because she can get that whip on her swing. And something that she has been working on has been actually wrapping her bat a little bit more around her helmet at the start, because she feels like she can get that whip a little bit more around her swing, and so far it's working out really well for her.
To the third baseman, Jaquish. One down. Coming up at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, over on ESPN, our next WNBA playoff first-round matchup. It's the Mystics taking on Sue Bird and the Storm. Best of 3 series. Last year's champion, based right here in Chicago. Candace Parker in the sky.
Candace Parker, former Lady Ball.
Oh, jeez.
You had to know I was going there, right?
Yeah. Chicagoan, though. I saw her first dunk maybe 20 minutes after it happened. How about that? She was a freshman in high school here in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah. Naperville. Candace Parker. Man, she was a big deal.
Still is a big deal.
Yeah. Kelsey Harshman. Harshman is from Arizona, played collegiately in Wisconsin, and plays for the Canadian national team. Person of the world. Harshman struck out her first time up, one of 6 strikeouts for Rachel Garcia. Garcia's given up 3 hits, 1 of each variety with the exception of a homer. Single by Vidalis, double by Urtez, and the triple by Amanda Chidester. And Chitty tried to stretch that triple into a homer, but was cut down at the plate. That ended the third. Harshman refusing to give in to Garcia.
Almost looks like Harshman's choking up a little bit on that bat, knowing that Garcia brings it with some pretty good velocity, and plus she has such great plate coverage on the outside part of the plate, so she has that ability to choke up a bit on the barrel so that she can get to these pitches just a little bit quicker.
Harshman flips it foul down the third base line.
A little jammed up on that inside pitch, fouling it off the opposite way. A lot of times you'll see people choke up on the barrel just to see if they can get their barrel out in front of them just slightly quicker with these pitchers that are throwing 65 miles per hour and above. See that room between her bottom hand and the knob of the bat.
Swing and a miss, second time that Garcia has struck out Harshman. 7 strikeouts for Garcia.
Similar looking pitch too to the pitch she struck out on in her last at bat. It's another rise ball outside, and that late movement again is the reason why Kelsey Harshman is just barely swinging underneath that pitch. Garcia really looking good out there in the circle today.
2 outs, bases clear for Ocasio. Interesting, Ocasio showing bunt. Just another example of how multifaceted she is. She can hit for power, had a homer a couple of weeks ago. She's super fast, can lay down a bunt, she can bring it with her, she can slap. And of course we know what she can do as a pitcher, as an outfielder. We've seen her play in the infield.
Listening to her talk before the AUX season out in San Diego, actually said that hitting was a point of emphasis for her in the offseason because she knew just how important it was to have that versatility in this league to try to make another run at winning and being a champion. See the champion in season 1, of course, Kat Osterman with those 2,400 points, and Alicia Ocasio, last season's champion with just over 2,000 points, but wanted to try to add a little bit more offense to her game this year. But she's so fast moving down the base paths too. I think that's something that we don't talk about enough with Alicia Ocasio, is just how quickly she can run the bases.
Well, Garcia's got her set up. Garcia has struck out 2 in each of the first 3 innings. She just struck out Harshman, so if she wants this to continue, she needs the strikeout of Ocasio. Three and 2. Second time she's gone to 3 and 2 on a batter here in the 4th inning. Now, pitcher's duel so far. Garcia has struck out 7 in 3 2/3. Denham has retired 9 in a row. No one has reached against Alyssa Denham through 3 innings. Another strikeout for Garcia. She has struck out 2 in each of the first 4 innings.
Garcia, one of the best pitchers in this league, and we're seeing why today. Strikeouts on the rise ball, way up and out of the zone. Curveball outside from those right-handed batters, and how about a little bit of drop action low in the zone? 8 strikeouts already on the day for Garcia.
We played 3.5 here in the village of Rosemont. A lot of zeros. Team Chitister, Team Jaquish, this inning is worth 40 points. Should Team Jaquish score just 1 run, everyone on their roster will be plus 40. Let's send it over to Key Michael, who's standing by with Savannah Jaquish's mother.
Do I look right there?
Yes, this is Mary. It is so nice that you're here, and I love talking about players, and Savannah is somebody very interesting. She has a dream job that we want to put there out into the universe.
So Savannah would someday like to work for the MLB on the Latin side. I'm not sure what that looks like. You know, she said maybe being a recruiter, really looking at talent in Latin America. So MLB, watch out for her. She's coming for someone's job.
If anyone's watching, but also, other than being a great softball player, she has some hidden talents that we might not know about just watching her on the field.
Right. So she's in charge of the charcuterie board at every holiday.
How cool
she
is
does
that?
an amazing job. She, you know, over Thanksgiving and Christmas, she just loves to put it together, and she goes all out. I mean, she will spend a couple $100s on her charcuterie board.
Like little roses and like a wall of grapes, like makes the whole 9 yards.
Rolls the salamis into roses. And,
Oh my gosh,
just
that is
does
so cool.
all kinds of really cool stuff with the fruits and nuts and stuff.
And I was also talking to you a little bit about being a parent of an AU player, because you were sitting with the Garcias last night, and you said you have friends all across this team, but they're going to be switching next week. How hard is that for you?
Well, hopefully, right? Rachel's still available, and Savannah's still a captain, and
Keep them together.
We'll see. But you know, over the years, we've been doing this a long time. Over 20 years, we have a daughter who's 10 years older than Savannah, and so we've been playing and being in the sport for a long time. We have friends from all over the country that play softball, and parents who are amazing. It's just a really special community and really tight-knit. And when you meet those people who are genuine, who care about your kid, who want to see them be successful, you can't help but root for their kid as well.
That's amazing. That's so sweet. Hey, you family. And if you want to be like Savannah, start throwing against the wall at 5 years old.
Yes.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That's the trick, because that's what you told me earlier.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you so
back to the
much.
broadcast.
Yes.
Gee, thank you so much, man. It's been fun to watch Savannah Jaquish the last couple of years, and the way she has just blossomed. Obviously, a wonderful college player, but getting a chance to see her dominate at this level has been a revelation.
I just feel like every time she steps into the box, she feels like she's in control of her at-bat, just exudes so much confidence, and with her swing, she swings with authority, she takes with authority. Just thoroughly enjoy watching her hit up at the plate. And now, Eric, I feel like I need to hire her to do some of my holiday charcuterie boards because I am not good at it at all.
First time today that Alyssa Denham has gone to 3 balls on a batter. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morgan Zirkle leading off the 4th inning for Team Jaquish. Now, Savannah is bilingual. Savannah has the distinction of playing internationally for both Team USA and the Puerto Rican national team. Her mom saying that she wants to work in Latin America. She's got the tools to do that, no doubt about it.
I feel like there's several players in this league that are really trying to push to take this game internationally or bring their talents internationally. I think of Erica Piancastelli, too, doing that home run derby with the MLB, trying to bring the sport of softball and baseball to reach other countries. Pretty incredible what these athletes do.
That's the first base runner allowed by Denham. She walks Zirkle to begin the bottom of the 4th.
Close pitch, too, an off-speed pitch that didn't miss by much, but it was a really good at-bat by Morgan Zirkle, taking some big hacks at that drop ball, fouling it off to the left side. And now you're going to see a lot of communication between the middle infielders, between Anissa Urtez and Abby Ramirez, with the speed of Morgan Zirkle over at first base, because she is definitely a stolen base threat.
Bubba Nichols, small ball, lays down a bunt. It's a beauty. Chidester fields, gets it to Ramirez, covering it first. That's going to be a +10 for Nichols on the sacrifice bunt.
Looks like she was taken off on the pitch, too. Taken off on the pitch, and saw that that sacrifice bunt was being laid down over into scoring position for one of the best hitters that you're going to see in this league, team captain in Savannah Jaquish.
Interesting to see if Denham even pitches to her.
I'd be throwing her a lot of outside drop balls and a lot of off-speed pitches, low and outside in the zone. Pitches like that, if Savannah Jaquish were to get a hold of them, you just tip your cap, but I would just be keeping that ball outside, seeing if she could get herself out.
Jaquish is really the only one who's putting a scare into Denham so far through the first 3 innings. She flied out deep to left field. Nice play by Kelsey Harshman on the warning track in the first inning. Jaquish started to play pro ball in 2017 here in this facility. Was a member of the Chicago Bandits 2017, National Pro Fast Pitch. Wow, just painted inner half.
Good location, too, and I like how a couple of times in between pitches you can see Savannah Jaquish working on that upper body, something that we showed earlier in the ball game. Just that upper body rotation. What that does is it's going to keep your barrel behind you, too, so that your barrel's staying in the zone for as long as possible.
High drive to Harshman again in left field. 2 down. Zirkle got halfway to third and put on the brakes. I think Zirkle may have been more than halfway to third before she said, this is not a good idea.
I thought she might have been able to make it. I know that wasn't the deepest fly ball out to left field, but she is so fast on the base paths. I thought for a second she was going to go ahead and try to take third, but last minute, put on the brakes, got back to second base. It would have been a really close play over at third.
Here's Rachel Garcia. Runner on at second, 2 outs. Something that Garcia has done consistently, when she bats, she wears the glasses. She goes without the specs when she's in the circle. Chopper to third, wide of the bag.
Looks like Rachel Garcia's mom sitting with Savannah Jaquish's mother. It's always interesting to see where the parents sit in the stands. I know my parents, my dad especially, always like to move around the ballpark. He said that he was searching for hits. If I didn't get a hit, he was going to move to a different spot.
Little looper! Caught by the center fielder, Nicole Rangel-Mendez. Garcia just hit it too hard. Stayed in the air too long. Zeros across the board. This fifth inning is going to be worth 50 points, folks. This is an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. I love it. Scoreless as we play the fifth inning. Team Chidester, Team Jaquish. And, well, Mondays mean a brand new week of AU action. Tomorrow we'll bring you our final draft of the season, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And Friday we'll be right back here in Rosemont, a doubleheader, starting our Week 5. That'll be at 5:30 Eastern on Friday. Plan your week using auprosports.com. Rachel Garcia has struck out 8 in 4 innings. I'm sure there's some at home saying, gee, that's got to be close to some kind of record if she keeps this pace going on. The record for strikeouts in a game is 16. Wow!
I have one guess of who that was.
That's right.
Kat.
It is Kat
That had to be
Osterman.
Kat.
Kat struck out 6. There's only 21 outs. And Kat struck out 16 in a game back in September of 2020. Her catcher that day is in the box right now, Gwen Svekis.
Sounds like a boring day on defense behind Kat.
I remember for years collegiately, there was all these stories about the legendary defense played by the Tennessee Lady Vols. And fielding percentage was this, no errors. It's because Monica Abbott was striking everyone out back in the day.
We were known for our defense, though.
Okay.
But yes, it's always nice when you have somebody out there in the circle pumping strikeouts left and right like we're seeing Rachel Garcia do today. Although her defense has had her back already so far in this ball game, being able to throw out Amanda Chitister, trying to get that in the park home run, cutting her out at the plate. Always gives the pitchers, I think, more confidence too when they know that their defense can make those types of plays behind them.
On the ground to third, Jaquish. Short hop, out number 1. So both pitchers have kind of done it in different ways. You got Garcia, who's been electric with that strikeout ball. 8 strikeouts now in 4 1/3. And then you got Denham, who has 4 strikeouts, which is impressive, but really no traffic behind her at all. She's got that 1 walk, but no hits through the first 4 innings.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, Alyssa Denham's done a nice job of getting ahead in the count too, which allows her to work that drop ball and that late movement. Again, if she's not racking up the strikeouts, her job is to go out there and roll up ground balls to her infield, and she's done exactly that. For Rachel Garcia, having more velocity, having that rise ball, she's going to be more of your typical strikeout pitcher, and that's what we've seen so far in today's ball game. And I like her adjustments too, back from when this game first started, maybe leaving the ball a bit too much over the plate. We saw these batters getting good barrel on it, but then making an adjustment, getting a little bit more spin, late break on her pitches, and that's when we really started to see the strikeouts pile up for Garcia.
Sydney Sherrill, line drive, base hit to center field. Plus 10 for Sherrill. 1-out base runner. This inning is worth 50 points because the first, the second, the third, and the fourth inning were all scoreless. Everything rolls over. This is a 50-point inning, whichever side wins it.
And I know you're still waiting for the first Sydney Sherrill double here in Athletes Unlimited, but her swing looks so sound. She hit that one right on the money, back up the middle for a solid single.
Nicole Rangel-Mendez getting an opportunity today. Done a nice job out in center field. Now looking to move the line. After Rangel Mendez, top of the order, Anissa Urtez lying in wait. Confident swing back to the screen. .68 miles per hour, but wide. 2-1. Both pitcher and hitter, national champions as college players. Garcia at UCLA, Rangel Mendez at Oklahoma. Softly into left. Play is made by Bubba Nichols, almost a collision as Zirkle. And Nichols, maybe some communication issues.
We know that the sun has been an issue for the outfielders. You can see that's why Morgan Zirkle has the sunglasses on, both her and Bubba Nichols too. It looked like that was going to be Bubba Nichols' ball all the way. Luckily, everybody's okay. And Zirkle was able to avoid that collision.
Third time through the order for Garcia. Urtez pops it out of play. Hey! All the good fielders aren't in the field of play. We got one in the stands.
That was a great catch on that foul ball. Had to lean a long way for that one. Been impressed. We've seen some great catches by the fans in the stands so far this weekend.
Popped up. Romero. Side is retired. So another 0 for Rachel Garcia.
We talk about great defense on the field, but how about off the field? Got to give some props to the fan in the stands for robbing that one. Love these slow motion looks. You see everything at Athletes Unlimited.
Gwen means everything. It's very strange how you can find a person, find a soul who is just your balance in everything. And even when we're like butting heads, we still balance butting heads. Even when we are having the time of our lives, it's like our own different journeys, and it's just so fun. She just means the world to me.
Well, Athletes Unlimited has been special to so many people, and probably none more so than Gwen Svekis, who has been here since the beginning, and she's joining us right now. She's behind the plate. She's catching a gem. Gwen, what's going on right now down in the field?
It's at the end of my swing because you're used to the drop ball, and then it's like the off speed. It's flat. Yeah. Dallas. Like a little bit. Hi, girl.
Gwen, you're catching a gem right now. Let's talk a little bit about Alyssa Denham. What have you seen from her today?
She's just like hungry to compete right now. Every time we go out on the field, she said, I just want to compete one pitch at a time, and I think it's really doing her well. Yeah, Tori! Yeah! You guys like our right fielder?
Yeah, I was going to say, how much fun has it been to watch Tori Vidalis play over there in right field? It seems like she's gotten a couple of fly balls already.
Yeah, it's cute. She's like a little kid in a candy shop getting to play out of position.
I think that's one of these things that makes this league so fun, though, is you always want to try to get as many bats in the lineup as you possibly can, so you have people playing in different positions. Is that definitely a strategy for you guys, to just get as many bats in the lineup as possible?
Oh, yeah. That's exactly it. She go.
What an interesting dynamic this is right now. You get Taylor Edwards in the right-handed batter spot. You're right behind her, Gwen, and you're rooting like heck to get her out right now.
Yeah, I love Tay. I always tell her that I root for her when she's up to bat to do something that's not damaging or hit a ball hard, but not today. We're gonna do that today. Denise! Yeah, way to stick. Good job, Denham. Not today. Can't let it happen today.
One thing I feel like from watching Alyssa Denham throughout this season is she is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger in the circle. What are you seeing from her back behind the plate that's just really brought her to this other level?
Well, she throws 3 legitimately different speeds, and I think that that's something that can separate you here. Is not only having a change-up, but being able to throw different levels, different speeds effectively and keep people off balance. If you can keep these hitters off balance, that's the only way you'll succeed here. Yellis! Yellis! Nice and easy! Come to me!
Ball.
That's fine.
Just break up.
Well, Gwen Svekas has caught some of the best pitching performances in the history of this league. We mentioned all the time the fact that she was connected at the hip. Kat Osterman didn't want to throw to anyone else for the most part. And now she's catching a gem right now. And I'm telling you, it's equal parts pitcher and catcher. It's not just a coincidence that people seem to throw well when Gwen Svekas is behind the plate.
That's sweet. I appreciate that a lot. It's
Oh, I
really-
didn't know you were listening.
Reset! It's a lot of fun when you have someone who is hungry to compete and you feel like you're on the same page with them constantly. It's really fun. I had it with Kat, had it with Lily, and this year I've gotten the opportunity to develop it with Denim, which is really cool. Reset! Hey girl! Hey girl! Yellis! Let me know what you want! Yellis! Yellis! Atta girl! Atta girl! Atta girl! Let me know, Liz! Hey, let me know what you think about this. Let me know.
Wow! What an inning! Gwen Svekas talked her through it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Denham. She remains close to perfect through 5 innings.
Well, and it's because of this pitch. Look at that movement down in the zone. Alyssa Denham getting stronger and stronger as this game goes on.
In the weight points column, there's a fun feature for our 2022 softball fans.
Honestly, I'm ready for off speed and drop ball. I'm not like sitting anything. Only because I feel like her drop isn't like, yeah. And plus you got to be late on down anyway. Only you two. I wish I had like a pitcher that can run, you know? I'm just making sure my knees work still. Y'all don't know about this life, okay? Y'all are like 22.
Savannah Jaquish, I love it. Talking it up. She's been a captain once again. She's done a good job in terms of directing her team throughout this weekend and asking for captain's challenges. But now her team is on defense. It's a scoreless game. The 6th inning, this inning is worth 60 points. If you win this inning, it's more points than you're going to get for winning the game. Abby Ramirez, Amanda Chidester, Tori Vidalis. Last inning was the first inning in which Rachel Garcia did not strike anyone out. Garcia has 8 strikeouts through 5 innings. Garcia, because of the zeros she's put up, she is a plus 60. She's earned 60 points today. She's moved up 8 spots on the leaderboard. Man, gorgeous off-speed pitch.
Love the location for those two. Taking a look at our Geico leaderboard there. That's where everybody's trying to get into those top 4 spots so that they can be captains in week 5 next week.
Right to the third baseman, Jaquish. 1 down.
First baseman, number 4, Amanda Chidester.
It's kind of like, what do you prefer? You've got Rachel Garcia, a shutout with 8 strikeouts. You got Alyssa Denham, a no-hitter with just 1 base runner allowed, a walk to Zirkle in the 4th inning. Denham's got 5 strikeouts, so not quite as powerful and overpowering as Garcia has been, but more effective than Garcia.
I think if I were an offense, the most frustrating part about this entire game would be for Team Chitister back in the first inning when they had the bases loaded. That was their best opportunity to try to get some runs on the board, but Garcia able to get 2 strikeouts to get out of that jam. I think that was a huge momentum swing, too, for Garcia. We mentioned she's no stranger to those bases loaded jams and being able to get out of them, but I feel like when you can score in the first inning, you can establish that you've already got that lead and you can carry that momentum into the next innings, but it was Garcia ultimately coming out with the momentum in the first.
Chidester is currently 3rd in terms of points accrued so far today. You got Garcia and Denham, who are 1 and 2. Garcia with 64, Denham with 60. Chiti's got 38 today. There's her dad. She had that triple, and she's also been hit with a pitch. It's a plus 38. Three and 1. Three and 2.
Out of the hand, I thought this one was a strike. Amanda Chidester thought that was ball 4. Looks like it's clipping that inside part of the strike zone. Good spot.
I've seen that so many times over the years, that high pitch Chitty trying to get on top of it and fouls it back.
There's a lot of us hitters out there that like hacking at that rise ball.
Tempting.
Just looks so good coming in there.
And Chidester, that's a plus 8. She has been aboard all 3 times today. The first walk allowed by Rachel Garcia. For every run during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration is planting 10 trees. Heading into week 4, 1,990 trees have been committed this season thanks to Aspiration's support. Chitty can run a little bit. Maybe this is a running situation. Tori Vidalis. Tori hit what could have been a double play ball back in the first inning, but the ball was knocked down by the pitcher Garcia, and it was ruled an infield single. $60 points on the line.
So far in this ball game, Vidalis getting a heavy dose of those rise balls, screwballs inside. Been jammed up on a couple of the swings. You can see her right there just working on trying to get that barrel out in front on those pitches. Working on that whip too. Good take outside. I like that setup pitch too. Thought it was interesting too, talking to a lot of these hitters of course they get really familiar with the pitchers and what they like to throw out there, but they're also taking into account who's back behind the plate, because every single catcher has a different style of pitches that they like to call when they're back there.
Popped up, wins a factor. And out of play.
And caught again by a fan. That's 2 already in this inning.
You're looking for catches by fans. I'm looking for balls going through people's legs.
A couple of different ways that these hitters can accumulate some stat points too. Of course, single for 10 points, 20 points for a double, 30 points for a triple, 8 points for a walk or getting hit by a pitch.
High pop again, wind a factor. Bates makes the play. She made it look easier than it was.
It does seem like that wind's starting to swirl just a bit more than it was at the beginning of the game. A lot of communication happening between these defenders. Smile on her face, of course, the thumbs up, she's got it. It's all good.
Here's Kelsey Harshman. She's got revenge on her mind. Struck out twice against Garcia, both times swinging. Both Garcia and Harshman playing in the Olympics last summer. Kelsey bringing home bronze for Team Canada. Garcia bringing home a silver for Team USA. Team Chitister's had two opportunities. That first inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Couldn't get anything done. And then the third inning, Amanda Chidester with 2 outs. The triple, tried to come home, make it an inside the park home run, and was cut down. Just a bang-bang play at the plate. Good job of stick-to-itiveness by the catcher, Taylor Edwards, to make sure she got the tag on Chitister, who had a creative slide trying to get to the dish. Garcia struck out 8 of the first 15 batters she's faced. Hasn't struck out any of the last 8 that she's faced. Three and 2. It's a lot of wrinkle to what we're doing. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Chitister will be off with a pitch. A gapper could score her all the way from first. She's going to get that head start. 3-2 pitch.
Good hack there, another rise ball. That's the pitch that she struck out on the past 2 at-bats. The rise ball a little bit more outside, so it's tailing away from the lefty Harshman. You can see here trying to make an adjustment, try to get that barrel up in the zone just a bit more to make contact with those pitches.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chidester getting a sprint work in at first base. Another 3-2 pitch. Line pass Romero. Chitty's gonna run for days. She's around third. She'll score. Harshman on her way to third, and she's safe with a slide. Our first run of the game. A 1-0 lead for Team Chitister. What an at-bat by Kelsey Harshman.
After striking out in her 2 at-bats before on the rise ball, she finally was able to make contact enough to foul those ones off in this at-bat, and then gets a pitch low and inside. It almost looked like a drop ball inside. I thought maybe Garcia might go for the off-speed pitch on that full count, decides to go for the drop, and Kelsey Harshman just rakes that thing out into right center for the triple and to give her team the lead.
Look at the relief.
The photo finish, sliding into third base.
First run of the game, and it comes with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Alicia Ocasio, just like Harshman before her, couple of strikeouts swinging her first 2 looks at Garcia. Can she exact revenge? Two-out rally against Rachel Garcia. Harshman drives in Chitister, making it a 1-0 game. This is the top of the 6th inning, so Team Jaquish will have a chance to answer in the bottom. If Team Chitister can hold on and win the 6th inning, it is a plus 60 for all 15 players on their roster, courtesy of Kelsey Harshman. One ball, 2 strikes to Ocasio. This has been tight throughout. Garcia and Denham 0 for 0 through 5 innings. But now the first scratch. 2-2 pitch. Three balls and 2 strikes. And Ocasio walks. The inning continues. That's a +8 for Ocasio. She's aboard for the first time.
Really good at bat for Alicia Ocasio there too. After falling behind, 2 strikes, took some of those rise balls out of the zone, took a screwball outside, and ends up working her way on first base. We talked about how much speed she has on the base paths here too, so I wonder if they might try to put a little bit of pressure on the defense by sending her over at first base. It's a tough call though, because Taylor Edwards back behind the plate has a fantastic arm, and you add that to how much speed and velocity Rachel Garcia is bringing in there with her pitches, makes it a little bit more difficult to get those stolen bases. Not to mention Sis Bates over at shortstop putting down the tag.
1-0 pitch to Svekis. Garcia having the strike zone move around on her right now. Edwards calls time, and we'll have a discussion.
The big adjustment I think I've seen from Team Chitister in this inning is their ability to lay off of those rise balls that are up and out of the zone less than 2 strikes. When you do that, then you force Rachel Garcia to have to bring in some of her pitches that are a little bit lower in the zone, maybe that curveball, screwball combination, and that's where we've seen the hard hit balls in this ball game being hit, whether it be low in the zone. Saw Amanda Chidester hit an outside pitch down the right field line earlier in this ball game. Once you lay off of that pitch way out of the zone, again, you make Rachel Garcia change the game plan of how she wants to attack these batters.
2-0 pitch, perfect, 2-1. Rachel Garcia struck out 8 of the first 15 batters. The last 9 have not struck out against Garcia. So that's professional hitters making adjustments. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You got Harshman at third, Ocasio at first. Garcia having a hard time getting the third out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Popped up, Jaquish. Side is retired, but Team Chitister, they lead for the first time in the game. If they can put a 0 on the board for Team Jaquish, it's a +60 for everyone on Team Chitister. Every week, athletes coming together off the field to join a discussion group called the Players Suite. Here at Athletes Unlimited, it's a place where players can talk about issues such as racial discrimination, mental health, LGBTQ+ rights, and more. These groups are led by the players involved in the Athletes Unlimited Intersectional Working Group, such as Jasmine Jackson, who's been here for 3 years. Same with Alicia Ocasio and Gwen Svekis and Erica Piancastelli.
It's really awesome that they have that available for these athletes just to come together and talk about anything that's on their mind. Just another reason why these athletes love playing in this league so much.
Remember, this is a league that was born out of the summer of 2020 when the world was kind of shut down. Athletes Unlimited plowed forward with their first season, and it was just 60 women doing their thing for 5 straight weeks, coming together and making sure that this not only could work, but was sustainable. And here we are 3 years later, watching a wonderful game on a Sunday afternoon. Team Chitister has just scored the game's first run. If Team Jaquish cannot answer, it'll be a +60 for everyone on Team Chitister. And oh, by the way, Alyssa Denham has a no-hitter going. Haley Busby swats it foul. Alyssa Denham has a no-hitter through 5 innings. The only base runner allowed was a walk to Morgan Zirkle in the 4th inning on a 3-2 pitch. We have had one no-hitter before. with Athletes Unlimited. I'll give you one guess as to who had it. Cat Osterman.
Is that question at me? I was going to say, I know the answer to that one.
Cat Osterman had a no-hitter and a 16 strikeout game.
I was going to say, was it the game with the 16 strikeouts?
No, that's just how great she was. Yeah. Little number, Denham, one down. Sunday night baseball game, 5th annual MLB Little League Classic from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, historic Pullman Field, just 7 miles from where the kids are playing. It's the series finale between the Red Sox and the Orioles, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, with a special kids edition over on ESPN2. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown on ESPN and the ESPN app. All right, this is getting real. Denham with 5 more outs to pick up a no-hitter. This isn't your run-of-the-mill no-hitter that you get on a midweek game as a college player. This is Athletes Unlimited, 60 of the best players in the world no-hitter. At this level, no-hitters are super rare. Sis Bates. 2-0 to Bates. Bates ran into the dugout right before this bottom of the 6th inning and let everyone in the dugout know that a no-hitter's going on. She's trying to put any jinx possible on Denham.
Yeah, she was speaking into the mics in the dugout, too, to make sure that we all knew what was going on. Actually reminds me of a game I was calling. Amanda Lorenz is back when she was at Florida. There's a no-hitter going for South Florida, who they were playing against. Georgina Corrick was in the circle for them, actually. And she started talking into the mics and ended up working out for Amanda Lorenz in Florida.
Awesome.
Ended up breaking up the no-hitter.
On this field over the years, I've seen no-hitters from Cat Osterman, Jenny Finch. Only the greats need apply. Alyssa Denham trying to add her name to that list. Oh my goodness! Amanda Chidester saves the day! Oh my! A bullet by Bates caught by Chitister.
What a play by Chitty over at first base. This is all just instincts and reaction. You can see just how far in front of first base she was playing. Robs Sis Bates of that base hit and keeps the no-hitter alive for Alyssa Denham in the circle. You know she loves seeing defensive plays like that behind her.
An exit velocity of 72.8 miles per hour. The no-hitter continues. Equally important, Denham is now 1 out away from getting 60 points for everyone on her team. An inning win would be worth 60. Every inning has been tied through the 5th, so this 6th inning is worth a plus 60. Morgan Zirkle, center field, it drops! Oh my goodness! It drops, the no-hitters over. Either the wind or the sun was a factor. Oh my goodness. A double for Morgan Zirkle that is a gift. Oh, what a crusher.
Wow, just cannot believe that this ball just dropped in the outfield. You can see the slight hesitation by Nicole Rangel Mendez. Looks like it might have been another sun ball.
Nicole Rangel Mendez is getting the start in center field because Aaliyah Andrews had to leave the game yesterday after running into the wall. Ball found her with 2 outs of a 1-run game in the 6th inning.
It's a tough break right there for everybody on Team Chitister, but especially for Alyssa Denham. But all you can do as a pitcher, you can't control what happens behind you. You just have to attack the very next batter that you see. And I like how she set the tone. The very first pitch, she pumps in there for a strike.
Bubba Nichols, a well-placed single here could tie this game. 0-2 to Nichols. The no-hitter is over. I'm sure the official score would have liked to call it an error, but you can't. It was a clean double. Ball landed.
I was going to say, sun balls are hits.
Golden opportunity for Nichols. On the ground. Good play by the shortstop Urtez to keep it in the infield. That's a single for Nichols. First and third now with 2 outs. And Savannah Jaquish will bat. This is meant to be.
It's a huge at-bat right here for Jaquish, because we mentioned that those 60 inning points are on the line if Team Jaquish can't get a run across here. Now with 2 outs, the team captain up in the biggest spot in this ball game so far.
This is it. This at-bat is as big as it gets. Runners on at the corners. Nichols at first, Zirkle at third. Jaquish has hit the ball twice. Both times flown out to left field.
Both off-speed pitches, too, that she's hit out to left and just barely missed. Got a bit too far underneath both of those.
One and two. Jaquish began the day a .441 batter. 15 hits and 34 bats coming into the game. She's 0 for 2 today. To make the argument that she's due. Hitting has been hard against Alyssa Denham this afternoon. Two and two. Now, because it was a double by Zirkle and the single by Nichols, should either of these runs score, they're earned. That'd be a tough break for Alyssa Denham. Inside, 3 and 2.
I don't think you could have scripted it out any better right now. 3-2, 2 outs, runners on the corners, and the team captain up, going up against one of the pitchers who's really emerged as one of the top pitchers in this league.
Right back to Denham. That's how you hold your water. Alyssa Denham had a tough break behind her, but she regroups and moves on. It's a plus 60 for everyone on Team Chitister.
And those are the first inning points of this Sunday afternoon.
Everyone loves a close pitcher's duel. For every run during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration planting 10 trees. Heading into week 4, 1,990 trees have been committed this season. Thanks to Aspiration's support, we have a grand total of 1 run today. Only 10 trees have been committed, but man, what a game. Sydney Sherrill leads things off against Rachel Garcia. It'll be Sherrill, Nicole Rangel-Mendez, and Anissa Urtez scheduled to bat here in the 7th inning. We got a new right fielder into the game. It's Megan Wiggins. Wiggins didn't get the start, but she's coming on defensively here in the 7th. Sherrill to left. Nice play made. Bubba Nichols.
Off the bat for a second, I thought Sydney Sherrill might get that double, but Bubba Nichols had other plans, running a long way for that ball. You can see just how much the wind is swirling, but she was tracking that one down that left field line. There's a look at Megan Wiggins out in right field.
Jordan Roberts is going to grab a bat. If anyone can turn around the wind, it's Jordan Roberts. Enormous power. Third-year player from Florida. Roberts batting against Garcia. Well, folks, what a ball game we had. Scoreless through 5 innings. Rachel Garcia, nothing but zeros, struck out 8. But with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, Kelsey Harshman driving in Amanda Chidester all the way from first base. That's the only run of the game. Alyssa Denham, a no-hitter through 5 2/3, and then looking to get out of the 6th inning with the no-hitter intact. A relatively, what we thought, routine fly ball by Morgan Zirkle dropped, and it scored a double. So the no-hitter goes by the wayside, but still a shutout for Alyssa Denham. And Jordan Roberts is hit. So Roberts comes off the bench, picks up 8 points, getting hit by the pitch. Runner on first with 1 out.
I do think that inning was really important, of course, for Alyssa Denham, and unfortunate that that no-hitter went away, but I loved how quickly she regrouped. Again, as a pitcher, you cannot control what happens around you. You can't control the strike zone. All you can control is that one pitch that you're throwing in there at a time. Very next pitch, after that ball dropped out in center field, she pumps in a strike, got her team out of it, and got her team those 60 inning points.
Jordan Roberts has been replaced at first base by Nicole Rangel Mendez, who was hit for by Roberts. Urtez down in the count 0-2. Urtez singled, struck out, and popped down. 1 for 3 against Garcia. Down the left field line, Nichols. 2 down. Don't miss your chance to see the excitement of Athletes Unlimited softball in person here in Rosemont. We've got 1 remaining weekend. Doubleheader games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this coming week. Tickets are available right now at auprosports.com/tickets. Abby Ramirez.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
Two and 2 to Ramirez. One ball, 2 strike pitch to Ramirez. Looking at that pitch count right now for Garcia. That was her 123rd pitch. It came in at 69 miles per hour, so she's not lost much in terms of velocity.
She's feeling good out there. That rise ball, again, is the pitch that comes in there with the most zip on it. A lot of foul balls I think we've seen off of Garcia so far in this ball game too. Hitting it right towards our truck. That's not very nice, Abby Ramirez. Just missed with that off speed inside. Another full count. So far, a good battle by Ramirez up there.
This is an important pitch for Garcia because if you happen to lose Ramirez, you'll have to face Amanda Chitister one more time. And Garcia, as elite as she has been this afternoon, she hadn't retired Chitty yet. This almost has to be a strike. Make Ramirez prove that she can beat you. Yep, there's your strike. And out number 3, Rachel Garcia strikes out Ramirez. She now has 9 strikeouts in her 7 innings of work. But she needs some help. Team Jaquish, they need to get something done with the bats when we come back for the bottom of the 7th.
Time now for our Geico defensive play of the game, and it's Amanda Chidester over at first base with the quick reactions on this line drive off the bat of Sis Bates. Robin Bates of a base hit right there. Alyssa Denham loves it. The whole infield loved it. And of course, Amanda Chidester still with a smile on her face over at that first base position.
Alyssa Denham has an opportunity for that magical 264. 264, that's the most points that a pitcher can get in a game. If you throw 7 shutout innings, that's 21 outs. If you win every inning, and if you win the game, and your MVP won, that all adds up to 264 points. That's the rarest of the rare, but that's what she's in line for if she can get through this inning unscathed. Here's your Geico leaderboard. Alyssa Denham began the day 11th on the leaderboard. She's currently tied for 5th with Danielle O'Toole. What a weekend it has been for Denham. Rachel Garcia is down in the count. It'll be Rachel Garcia, Andrea Filler, and Taylor Edwards. 1-0 game. Bottom of the 7th inning, the only run scoring on a triple by Kelsey Harshman in the 6th inning. A 2-out triple by Harshman scoring Chitister from first. That's it. You wonder where Rachel Garcia will finish in terms of MVP votes. She has been dominant in the circle. Any other game, and she would be the story of our ball game.
Yeah, I definitely think that the MVP votes in my mind are going Alyssa Denham, and then Kelsey Harshman for that hit to score the run, and then possibly Rachel Garcia.
Into center field, Rangel Mendez has it go over her head, but it's just a long single.
First baseman,
Garcia again continues to make her case for some of those MVP votes at the end of this ball game. Not to mention the game still on the line here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-strike count, and you can just see how sweet this swing is, staying long through the zone, driving it over the head of Nicole Rangel Mendez in center field. Good way to start off the bottom of the 7th inning for Team Jaquish.
And Garcia will be run for. Allison Freeby comes in. Avery running at first for Garcia. We mentioned this an inning ago. Every inning of the first 2 games, up until the injury, the center fielder for Team Chitister had been Aaliyah Andrews, one of the best defensive center fielders in the world today. She ran into the wall, unable to play today, and it's been Nicole Rangel Mendez out in center field, and she's been involved in plays each of the last 2 innings.
It hasn't been easy for the outfielders. You can see the wind swirling, and of course that sun has been a factor really all weekend long, and now you see she's got a pair of sunglasses on out in center field, just trying to do whatever she can to make sure she comes up with those catches.
Going back to those MVP votes, I would actually put Garcia MVP 2. If the score holds and everything happens, Denham MVP 1, Garcia MVP 2, and then Harshman. I love Harshman, but I'd put her 3. I just think that Garcia has been so great, and on a day like this, giving up 1 run against some of the best hitters in the world, I think she's worthy. That's just me.
I agree. I think that's a solid day, although there's a part of me that would probably vote for the hitter in that MVP 2 spot.
Wind a factor. And Chidester runs out of room. Yeah, if this score holds, how about this? Savannah Jaquish, who began the day 3rd in the league on the leaderboard, she'd end the day with nothing. She wouldn't get 1 point. Team won't have won an inning, and she has no stat points. Foul ball. I think it's fair to say that that has never happened to Savannah Jaquish in her 3 years with Athletes Unlimited.
It's a tough day because obviously you can only control so much when it comes to your at-bats and getting those individual stat points, but 75% of the points that you can acquire during this season come from those inning win points, come from those team win points. So it's been a really interesting game here today, just with all the rollover points, because it's been such a pitcher's duel. Just not a lot of scoring, not a lot of back and forth.
On the ground, Cheryl to second for one, on to first! Not in time. Good job by Filler to bust it down the line.
Close play over at first, too. A quick turn by Sydney Cheryl over at third base. I know you've been talking about how great she is defensively, and she's just showing off at the hot corner. You can see how deep she was playing, gets this one in a hurry and gets rid of it quickly, too. The quick turn by Abby Ramirez just barely. Andrea Filler just barely beat that throw out.
Taylor Edwards has had big hits in the past. If you took a poll of all 60 players here about clutch hits in the past as a professional, Taylor Edwards would be high on a lot of lists. One and one. Denham went the first 2 times through the order without allowing a base hit. Third time through the order, 3 of the 5 players who have hit against her have reached. Oh my goodness, Chidester! Can't complete the double play. They needed to complete the tag and Ortez got it late. So the game continues, this will be challenged. Chitister touched the bag, and because she did that first, that took the force out at second, and Ortez needed to tag the runner. Did she get the tag in time? Oh my goodness!
I think she got her.
This may end the ball game.
I think that's a double play right there.
That may end the game.
What a play by Amanda Chitister again. Right there, it looks like that tag is down and her foot is not to second.
I think maybe our second consecutive game is going to end on a double play. Let's check in with Rachel Palmer, our replay official.
The call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. The call on the... Oh, I'm sorry. Call on the field is safe. I'm overturning this. The call on the field is out.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, the call on the field had been safe. It's been overturned. It is an out. It's a double play, and the game's over. What a way to end the ball game. Second consecutive game. It has been a contested double play to end the game.
An incredible ending to an incredible game. Fantastic pitching in the circle by Alyssa Denham. She's just getting stronger and stronger as the season goes on. Clutch hitting by Kelsey Harshman, and how about the defense that we saw from Team Chitister? Amanda Chitister, the team captain herself, turning that double play to end the game.
Double play completed by Amanda Chitister and her fiance, Anissa Ortez, on Pride Day.
Couldn't script it any better.
You go, girl. I love it.
What a win for Team Chitister.
We're going to stay here with our Geico leaderboard for a moment and see all the points added as we put in the final inning win and the final point win total. And it is just a monster day. That magical 264 for Alyssa Denham. She got every single point available as a starting pitcher. We're assuming she's going to be MVP 1.
She would definitely be my vote for MVP 1 with her performance today. A big hug between her and catcher Gwen Svekis. An incredible outing for the battery. What a way to kick off day 3 here in week 4. Just a pitcher's duel. We don't see that very often here at Athletes Unlimited, but we were in for a real treat of a ball game this afternoon.
And Amanda Chitister playing just a handful of games left in her wonderful career, known for that powerful bat. She turned in 2 defensive gems in the last 2 innings of what was a 1-0 game. Wow. Sure hope you enjoyed it. A 1-0 gem here in Rosemont, Illinois, and we've got another one coming your way right here on ESPN2, and that'll follow in just a handful of minutes. We've got Team McClenny taking on Team Mulipola. For Madison Shipman, for Key Michael, I'm Eric Collins. We will see you soon.